Revive Cats, Pokemon Gimmick number 20, by Elo Bandit. Revival Blessing is a new move introduced in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Though it can only be used once, it has the unique power to bring a fainted ally back at half HP, rounded down. The move Assist, only available in previous generations, calls a random move known by an ally Pokemon. Except for these moves. Assist can't call itself, moves that become other moves, item-stealing attacks, protection-related moves, 2-turn hits, lowered priority moves, and a few special cases. A team built around these specific moves shrinks Assist's pool of random selection to just one option. In this case, Revival Blessing is chosen 100% of the time. Though Assist is banned in Gen 9 and National Dex OU metagames, we can use the strategy in National Dex Anything Goes. Liepard is easily the best user of Assist, with its 106 speed, few weaknesses, and access to Prankster, which gives it priority on Assist. Meowstic also gets Prankster Assist, but he's not worth using over Liepard despite slightly higher bulk, because of his weakness to Shadow Sneak, which is much more common than Mach Punch and Vacuum Wave in Nat Dex AG. Meowstic's 48 attack Covet and Dig are also worse than Liepard's 88 attack Thief and Copycat. Since there is no species clause in Nat Dex AG, stacking Liepards is optimal. There are 3 possible Revival Blessing users. Pawmot is fast, but can't trick away its item. Rabsca is bulky and can trick, but only has 45 base speed. And Smeargle is the best option of the 3, with access to nearly every move, notably Baneful Bunker, Trick, Endure, Spiky Shield, and Destiny Bond. Rocky Helmet is typically the best choice to return damage to extreme speeders, but all 3 Revival Blessing users can also equip a Choice Scarf to either lock opponents or look for surprise KOs or revivals. Looking at checks and counters, Revive Cats are first and foremost beaten by +2 priority Extreme Speed. Give an Extreme Speed user any degree of support, whether it's setting hazards or passing a substitute or attack boost, and they'll roll right through Prankster Assist teams. Other priority moves, such as Zacian Crown's boosted Quick Attack, Mega Lucario's Vacuum Wave or Bullet Punch, and Infernape's Mach Punch, will also threaten a squad of Liepards by outspeeding them. Slower priority attackers like Bullet Punch Mega Scizor need maximum speed and a boosting nature just to outspeed standard max bulk Liepard, but a pair of Liepards with 104 speed investment will stall out every Bullet Punch. You could potentially get away with an Agility Scizor boosting Bullet Punch above Prankster Assist, but at that point, like most +1 priority moves, you should probably just use +2 Extreme Speed instead. Stall teams can eat away 64 of Liepard's assist power points with Spite, giving them a shot at winning PP wars depending on how many Liepards they need to burn through. Each Spite user can fully drain 2 Liepard's assist points if played correctly. It's also worth mentioning that sheer power point stacking can overcome teams with 3 Liepards or fewer. Smeargle's Substitute Ingrain Baton Pass combo prevents Imposter and Roar, while high damage attacks from legendaries constantly force out Revival Blessings. A Nat Dex AG team of hard-hitting legendaries with 36 to 64 PP attacks can stall out some assist squads. Building a team around Revive Cats. We start off with Revival Blessing Smeargle, set apart from Pawmot and Rabsca by its access to Baneful Bunker. Baneful Bunker applies poison to the opposing E-Speeder as early in the game as possible, then Endure Helmet lets it stand up to the same poisoned attacker later in the match. While timid Choice Scarf Destiny Bond is also a viable option, we opt for Bold Rocky Helmet Endure for the best possible odds against Extreme Speed users. Ghost-type Terra is chosen on Smeargle for the potential to use Revival Blessing, while avoiding an opposing Extreme Speed, Quick Attack, Mach Punch, or Vacuum Wave. Smeargle can be paired with 5 Liepards for 161 possible uses of Revival Blessing. I'd bring up Lepaberry stacking for a maximum of 212 Revival Blessings, but that's really overkill, as 161 is more than enough to win PP Stall Wars. Bright Powder gives Liepard a chance to avoid a hit for a free assist, slowly rebuilding the Cat Army reserve as they revive cycle through the late game. Rocky Helmet is generally the best item for Liepard, as it returns 1/6 max HP damage to Extreme Speed users. Terra Ghost once again gives Liepard an extra turn to revive an ally against an Extreme Speed. 5 Cats gameplay is somewhat repetitive, and games are about outlasting opponents for hundreds of turns more than anything else. For the cost of 32 Revival Blessings, we can add Ditto to the team. Ditto fills several important functions on Quad Cat Revival spam. It threatens to revenge kill extreme speed users. It simulates infinite power points as long as it can keep coming in against a non-substitute opponent with Liepard's blessings. It mirrors the hazard game by copying rocks, spikes, and spin, and it pushes the game forward by dealing damage to opponents with their own team members. Ditto can choose between Terra Normal and Terra Ghost to either boost a copied extreme speed or avoid an opposing extreme speed. 4 cats plus Ditto gameplay is slightly healthier, since Ditto can force the game forward and revenge kill key priority users. For another 32 assists, we can add another counter to extreme speed. Giratina is the best option available, with stupendous 150 HP and 120 defense, both fully invested and supplemented by leftovers and protect. As a ghost type, Giratina can switch in on extreme speed, avoiding damage and taking 2 PP with pressure. It can threaten out extreme speeders with Dragon Tail, or Roar if they're behind a substitute, and Shadow Force is preferred in the last slot for its damage, as Destiny Bond is hard to use effectively on such a slow Pokemon. Giratina has the option to Terra Steel in order to tank an extra Dragon, Fairy, or Ice-type coverage move, and land a successful phasing attack. The 3-cat playstyle is very secure and specialized against common threats to the team. All shields are raised against extreme speed and priority, while 97 blessings outstall the vast majority of teams. A pair of Liepards is most effective with double Bright Powder, for maximum odds to revive teammates without dying. Helmets aren't quite as necessary since the rest of the team should target extreme speed users, and Lepaberry is also an option on double cat teams to bump your total revivals back up to 85. Gameplay is occasionally very forced in the sense that you are sometimes put in positions where revive cycling your only 2 cats hoping to generate a life with Bright Powder is your only good option. If you don't mind a little bit less security on your backline, 2-cat team building and gameplay is more dynamic and variable than simple cat stacking. If you drop all but 2 Liepards, you run a greater risk of being PP stalled, but you can improve your priority matchup with 2 Pokemon of your choice. Giratina is the single best extreme speed answer, and I recommend it in most cases. Tapu Lele can block priority attacks with Psychic Surge, and deal damage with Nature Power Psychic. A second Ditto is generally not necessary, since 1 Ditto covers all your infinite PowerPoint needs, but a second Revenge Killer can come in clutch versus Mega Rayquaza and Arceus' extreme speed spam. Shedinja can Terrestrialize Normal or Electric to effectively wall extreme speed users, and poke away at them with Thief, Phantom Force, and Dig. Tyranitar can provide passive damage with Sandstream, and return KOs on physical priority users with Counter. Clefable and Clodsire both have access to Unaware Counter, a great check to boosted extreme speed. Toxapex can spread poison with Baneful Bunker and stand in the way of physical priority with a Rocky Helmet. Mega Bandit has Prankster Destiny Bond, and 165 base attack for Phantom Force damage. Deoxys Defense can trick away a Sticky Barb or Scarf and return hits with Counter and Mirror Coat. Ho-Oh and Rayquaza can deal damage with Fly and Skydrop, and phase with Roar and Dragon Tail. Tapu Koko can pair with Xurkitree for the hardest-hitting Nature Power Thunderbolt duo. Similarly, Tapu Fini and Xerneas can set up Nature Power Moonblast, though I don't recommend that you try the same with Tapu Bulu and Shaman Sky, since Nature Power Energy Ball doesn't do a very good job of threatening out Rayquaza and Arceus. Finally, Glamora can set up Toxic Spikes with Toxic Debris if hit by a physical attack, and Mega Gengar can help force this interaction with Shadow Tag. All these sets are available in a paste linked in the description. Let's talk briefly about the mirror matchup. What happens when 2 immovable objects stand off with each other? Both sides quickly figure out that switching every turn is optimal. While switching is a free action, spending power points attacking to look for KOs is a waste. Ditto simply switches in on Liepard or Smeargle to copy Revival Blessing and perpetually restore lost allies without spending any of Liepard's assist power points. Since Ditto makes both teams effectively immortal, games always go to 100 turns, and players are allowed to agree to a tie with the command /offer draw or /offer tie. If players never agree to draw and neither concede defeat, games automatically tie at 1000 turns. There is no variation of Revive Cats that can break this mirror, as Ditto plus Revival Blessing spam can always drag a mirror match out to at least 1000 turns. Revive Cats can be walled by winning the PowerPoint arms race, that is, avoiding a struggle scenario against so many revivals. The trick to surviving against assist spam is to create an infinite loop, that is, a situation where you never run out of hit points or power points. One way to do this is to use a pair of Regenerators. Physically defensive Ho-Oh, Toxapex, Cyclozar, and 14 underused Pokemon have the option to pivot endlessly into each other, never spending power points and constantly restoring more damage than they take until they eventually tie with Revive Cats. Be careful not to use moves on Regenerators that can target themselves or their allies, so as not to get sniped by an opposing Ditto. This means no Draco Meteor, no Brave Bird, nothing that would KO on a crit. You're also going to want to avoid Defog and Rapid Spin on these Pokemon if you want a chance to win rather than tie the matchup. With Hazard Support. Hazard stacking puts the Liepard team on a timer. Regenerators can switch forever on top of Spikes and Toxic Spikes, but Liepards can't. Spikes are preferred to Stealth Rocks, especially if you're using Ho-Oh, since you can potentially lose your heavy-duty boots to a Trick, risking death to a crit after switching in on Rocks. If you prefer, a Cyclozar plus Toxapex core can run Stealth Rock support with ease. Deoxys Speed is the go-to hazard setter in high tiers with its maximum speed and utility. Primal Groudon and Naganadel gain access to Spikes in Gen 9, and they also provide a significant offensive presence aside from setting hazards. Going back to the concept of Infinity for a second, 2 Regenerator Pokemon can match Liepard for 1,000 turns, and a third Pokemon with hazards can force the Liepard's eventual demise. But 3 Pokemon kind of sounds like a lot. What can sustain itself infinitely and bring down hundreds of Liepards to not just tie, but win against Assist Revival Blessing, in only one team slot? Introducing Trubbish. With the unique combination of Sticky Hold and Recycle, Trubbish is able to stall out a battle indefinitely using a Leppa Berry. Note that its evolved form Garbodor loses Sticky Hold and gains Weak Armor. Attempts to trick, thief, or covet the berry will fail due to Sticky Hold. Curse boosts up Trubbish's attack and defense, and Rest keeps it healthy over the course of a game. When Rest falls to 0 PP, Leppa Berry activates and restores all 8 power points. Trubbish can then recycle to get the Leppa Berry back, and repeat this process until Recycle falls to 0 PP. At this point, Leppa Berry activates once again, restoring 10 power points to Recycle, and continuing the loop indefinitely. Gunk Shot with infinite effective power points is Trubbish's strongest move, one-shotting max defense Liepard at +6 attack. Though Mono Poison coverage implies an inability to break Steel types or Steel Terras, Trubbish can simply sit on them with Rest and Recycle until they use all their moves and struggle to death. Terra Dark lets Trubbish avoid damage from Tapu Lele's Nature Power Psychic, but Trubbish doesn't normally need to Terra to win against Revive Cats. This of course begs the question, where is the Trubbish counterplay? 252 attack Rayquaza and Giratina can threaten Curse Rest Trubbish if they ever land 2 crits within 3 turns. Tapu Koko can threaten Trubbish with Nature Power Thunderbolt, which it can't neutralize with Terra Dark. In theory, Trubbish could run Terra Ground, but this opens it back up to Lele with a similar set. Now that you know the strategy as well as the checks and counters, let's see Revive Cats in action. Overall, this gimmick has a very easy setup, it's extremely hard to shut down unless you play well with direct counters, and it has an absolutely enormous competitive potential. My peak with Revive Cats was number 17 on ladder at 1810 elo. Before I wrap this video up, I want to thank everyone who pitched in to help develop this strategy. Enforcer got buffed, Lumi, Morgan, Merman, and Leapfrogger. This gimmick would not look the same without all your support. Thank you all so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again next time.